Hey, how's it going there, your old pal Jim Super Picker Flippin' Duo, 14-year eBay seller, myself and my wife included. We've been doing this a long time, selling on eBay. We've sold on Amazon before, Walmart before, but right now we're selling on eBay, Whatnot, Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari. Taking some pictures for eBay. That's why my face is all pretty. I'm under the lights. But I want to talk about Whatnot. We had our Whatnot show on Friday, and it was a really good show. Right now I'm taking a picture of bras. We've got some bras going on, bra action, vintage bras. So I'll show you what I'm picturing as I'm picturing them. I've already taken a couple pictures, and I was like, hey, let's do a video. So yeah, I want to talk about Whatnot. Whatnot show on Friday was our best show yet, our third show, so we don't have a lot to compare to, and I feel like at 3 shows in I'm an expert and I can start giving expert advice on things. I'm not an expert by any means, don't clip that. But I do want to give some advice, some resale advice, some general advice that can be applied to Whatnot to make things less stressful, because I've seen a lot of social media posts, saying Whatnot is dead, I'm having a tough time on Whatnot is stressful, and some YouTube videos saying the same thing. Whatnot is stressful, I'm not doing well there, and I'm not saying I've done great every single show, because I haven't, and you know that. But none of the shows have been stressful for us, right? None of them. And this is why. Number one, everything we sell on there, all the inventory doesn't owe us a dime. We don't expect to make anything off of Whatnot. Whatnot is not a profit center for us. We would like to, it's not dependable. So we don't expect to, right? Anything we make on there is like found money. It is extra. It's stuff that, like, we buy lots at auction, right? We'll buy like a box lot or a table lot, shelf lot, whatever, a bunch of stuff, right? And I'm looking at auctions and I'm saying, I want to buy that thing off of that lot, but I have to take everything with it, right? But this thing, one thing or two things is, that's like, let's say that's 40 bucks and that's 30 bucks, whatever. I've got $70 in resale value in those two things, and I can buy everything for 10 bucks. Yeah, I'm going to buy everything. I'm going to take those two things out. I'm going to sell them on a platform where I can make that kind of money, and Whatnot is not that, right? I know that. So I'm not going to try to list that stuff there. But then all this other stuff that I didn't even research, I don't know what it is. I'm going to research it first off. I'm not just going to automatically put it up on Whatnot. I'm going to look things over. I'm going to, decide, is it worth it to sell on eBay? What's the sell-through rate? What's, what does it get on eBay? If it's not worth it to sell on eBay, but it's still interesting, it could be some postcards, it could be dolls, it could be shot glasses, it could be, I'm trying to think of stuff that I've sold there recently, like old tin toys that are just kind of rusty and dusty and maybe they're listed for like 10 bucks on eBay, and it's like, well, okay, I can get 10 bucks, or I can throw it in a Whatnot show and just see what happens. I'd rather have the Whatnot inventory for 10 bucks than a $10 sale eventually, right? So that's it. My inventory doesn't owe me anything. Another thing about zero inventory, well, let me get to this next point. Another thing that's not stressful for us, why it's not stressful. A lot of people are saying it takes so much time to set up shows. You have to do all of this work to set up shows, put all of your inventory up there. And I just did this for comic books because I know nothing about comic books, and it is a lot of work. Even though it's one picture and I'm just copying, I'm doing a Google like a picture, whatever, photo, and I'm getting the title and all of that off of Google and just copying it over. Like, it's easy, but it's time consuming. I don't want to list like that. So all of this auction stuff that I'm not listing on eBay just goes as a random, right? Like, I just have listings on whatnot, and it's just random. I've got it right here, random teenies. That's not it. Random teenies, random minis, random smalls, random mediums, large, and then biggins. And that's just by weight. So we'll just separate stuff by weight, and then whenever I feel like pulling something, we just pull up one of those listings, and it's random, and it's just a total shit show, and people love it. They don't know what's coming up next, right? It's just totally random. They're like, what could be next? I don't know. It could be like a plate. It could be postcard. It could be World War II letters or money or ephemera, whatever. They don't know. So totally random, and people love it. At least so far. Third show in, again, I'm not an expert, but I'm kind of an expert. I'm not an expert. So so that's that. That's setting up your random listings for that kind of stuff. But one thing we've done since Nifty started with the ability to cross list to Whatnot, I can take all of my inventory and move it to Whatnot, and I realize I'm not picturing anything like I'm supposed to, because I've got an auction that's starting here soon, so I got to go look at stuff and buy stuff. We're doing bras. That's all we're picturing. But Nifty allows us to cross list all of our eBay stuff as a buy it now to Whatnot. So it sits on Whatnot in our inventory as a buy it now. People can buy it for what we want to sell it for, right? Like, I've got stuff up there, you know, a West Bend slow cooker for 35 bucks plus shipping, right? Like, that's up there. People can go and find that and buy it if they want to. They won't. I won't ever sell anything buy it now on Whatnot. That's not what that platform is. But it's there. More importantly, I can take inventory that has been sitting for a while on eBay, on all these other platforms, and on eBay I can track views. So eBay, it's getting no views. I've lowered the price to as low as I can get it, and it's just ready to go out the door, right? Like, I'm ready to donate it. We tried and failed. Now I can take that inventory, flip it to Whatnot as an auction item with just a few clicks, you know, flip it to auction, starting bid $2 or $3 or $5 depending on what I paid for it, and all that information carries over from Nifty. Nifty carries all of that over, so I see all of that, add it to a show, and now that inventory is part of my next show. So now when people are in my show, I can say, hey, we've also got, aside from this random stuff, we've got these items. They're not estate items, they're more garage sale items. But if you'd like to take a look at those items, scroll through. If there's anything you like, we're starting those really low too. Put a pre-bid in, or let me know. I'll throw it up on camera and we'll start the bidding. You'll probably be the only one to bid on it. So there's that too. And yeah, so we set up, it's so easy. So easy to do it that way. And again, that inventory owes us nothing because it's going out the door anyway, right? Like, we tried. This stuff has been sitting around for months, years. I've got one thing in particular in my bin that's been there over 6-7 years now, and I bought a bunch of them, and it's dwindling down. It's dwindled down, and I haven't sold any in a couple of years. Now it's just time to go. So it's going up on Whatnot, and then our next show, I'll just throw it out there. And like, hey, I've got some of these. Who wants to buy them for $2 a piece? I bought 20 of them. I'm down to like 7 or 8 pieces left. They're old Christmas club banking kits, like little, you know, like it comes with the booklet, and they're antiques, antique ephemera banking. So if I get $2 a piece and I can add it to a Whatnot show and people can get excited about it, and I can get followers from it, and that's what I'm trying to do at this point. 3 shows in is get inventory that people might want to bid on from my eBay store, super cheap. I'm getting rid of it anyway. So I'll run it on Whatnot for 2-3 weeks, maybe a month. If it doesn't sell, then at that point I'll go ahead and flip that to, or send that away rather, not flip it. So yeah, that's, I'm realizing I'm just sitting here talking to you and not taking pictures. So we got to take some pictures. So yeah, the important part is the inventory owes me nothing. I don't buy anything specifically for Whatnot. I'm not in thrift stores, at auctions, online, saying, oh, that would be good for Whatnot, because I don't know what's good for Whatnot. There's nothing that tells me what's good for Whatnot, because it depends on who's sitting in your show, right? So if you're just selling clothes or just selling this or that, you can have good days and bad days. It just depends on who's there, right? So, another bra. So that I don't buy anything specific for Whatnot, because I don't want to have an expectation of, hey, we're good. We need to make something for this because it owes me X dollars, right? So, so that's that. And one last thing to make it not so stressful, your Whatnot shows. And it helps you sell stuff too, because you are a salesperson on Whatnot. You're trying to sell your stuff live to people. You're a host. Like what you sell. Enjoy being around the stuff that you're selling. Friday show, a couple days ago, I was selling like old letters, baby books, a wedding album, like scrapbook type stuff, photos, postcards. And as I was going through this stuff, like I would just grab a handful of that kind of stuff and put it on camera. The camera's facing out. I'm not on camera because I don't know who wants to see this, right? So I'm just going through stuff and I'm like, wow, look at this. I just pulled it out. I have no idea what I'm looking at. Like it's not pre-curated stuff. So I like the enthusiasm is authentic. And I'm like, wow, look at this postcard. It's from 1912. Look, there's a thing on there, whatever it is. And you just go over that. That's really cool. You put it down. You get the next thing. Wow, look at this letter. Look, it says this. That's awesome. Look at that. Put it down. Pick up the next thing. Wow, look at this old ad. And it's totally random stuff. But you get like 10, 12 pieces together. You start the bidding at $2. And some of that stuff went for, $15, $20, $25 because I liked it. I like going through that kind of stuff. I like the history of it. I like kind of looking into people's lives of that period, and that translates. And that makes the running of the show not stressful. If I were to sell clothes, I would hate it because I don't like I like clothes. I like wearing clothes. I don't want to go out naked or anything. That would scare a lot of people. But I don't particularly like selling clothes. So if I were to go onto Whatnot and try to sell a shirt, I couldn't get excited about it. I'd be like, here's a shirt. The brand is this. It's a whatever. Oh, here's a Columbia fishing shirt. I don't fish. I don't know if it's comfortable or not, but here's the shirt. It's a good brand. It's a decent brand. Here's a Vineyard Vines pair of shorts. Like, it's not exciting to me, so I can't translate that. So that kind of a show would be stressful to run because I wouldn't be able to hold viewers. But if I am excited and I like what I'm selling, you can hold viewers because your enthusiasm for what you're selling translates. And it doesn't feel like you're selling something because you're just excited to be going through it, especially if it's for the first time. Like if it's truly totally random and you're just going through a box and you're like, wow, look at this. And even Ashley was like, oh, wow, that's cool. Like, she's not really into that kind of stuff a whole lot, but her enthusiasm transferred because she thought some of that stuff was cool. So that's it. It's super, super simple stuff. Don't look for what sells on Whatnot because you truly don't know, because you don't know who's going to be in the room. Look for something. I just sold some vintage advertising. Look for stuff that you plan on selling somewhere else, that you can buy in bulk, big lots of stuff, a lot of, you know, kitchen utensils, and this one utensil is going to make me some money on eBay, but the rest is still vintage. Maybe I can get $2 a piece on Whatnot, you know, whatever. I can do a show of that. And we sold the crap out of some vintage kitchen utensils on Whatnot. We sure did. So yeah, you can make money on Whatnot. You can have fun doing it. You just can't be, beholden to that platform. Like, you can't expect anything from it. You have to just have fun with it. And whatever money you make, because you've already made your money elsewhere, right? Like, this is just, and once you get going and things start to kind of grow and snowball, then it can really become a part of the business that you run. But to have it be the only part of the business or the biggest part of the business that you run, you have to have some serious connections, some serious ability to bring in inventory and run shows probably daily, and just keep running and keep running and keep running. And that's a lot. So I like the way that I do it, where it's just, I'm just throwing stuff out there that is cool, but not terribly valuable as a single piece. But you throw a couple pieces together, now you might have something. There's some stuff that, you know, as a single piece, yeah, might do well, and I do sell single piece items, but yeah, none of it owes me a single thing. So I don't have any expectation of making, I don't have a goal. I have to make this much. I don't have to make a dime. I have to make something for my time. And that could be $100 show and I'm fine, right? Because I'll probably make $75 at the end of that hour and a half. That's fine, right? Because I've spent no time setting up the show, because everything's either random or the listings are pre-made, and it's just me running the show. That's it. And then shipping is a breeze. Shipping's easy as long as you're coordinated and you know where things are going, you know, it's fine. So that's all I got. That's it. Whatnot's easy. It doesn't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be a bad experience. That's it. So like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horseshit. We'll catch you next time.